glad you're all here today. Let's go ahead and start with our calendar time this morning. So let's go ahead and look at our month is April. We'll spell it A-P-R, what? I-L. That's right, April. Let's go ahead and count together and count with me. Why don't you count in a squeaky voice? We're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. What? What's today, boys and girls? 16, right? Today's number 16. And that is a 1 and a 6, right? 16. All right. We're going to skip the pledge today. Let's go ahead and say our Bible verse together. He is risen, Matthew 28:6. He, Jesus is risen, Matthew 28:6. All right. We're going to go ahead and we'll talk about, this is what shape? Can anybody tell me? It's a oval. That's right, oval. And is it the same as a circle? It's not quite the same. A circle is more round, and this is an oval. We're going to go ahead and how many days are in a week? Can we say that? Sunday, there are 7. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, what comes after Thursday? Friday, Saturday, 7 days in a week. All right, why don't we do our song about the days of the week? Days of the months. There are, let's just go ahead and let's do the days of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now, how many months are in a year? 12. So let's go ahead and do that together. Let's do our motions with that. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 12 months in a year. All right, and then I'd like to we'll do our mystery box now. And in the mystery box today, my first clue is I'm fragile. Something that's fragile. Does anybody have a guess? Yes.
A cup.
A cup. A cup is fragile, but it is not a cup inside of there. How about, anybody else have a guess for that? Something that's fragile. Think about that. The second clue is you can eat me. I'm fragile, but you can eat me. What would that be? Something that you can eat, but it's fragile on the outside. It's fragile on the outside, but you can also eat this. Yes.
Is it a strawberry?
Oh, it's not a strawberry, but that is something that you can eat. That's right. How about your third clue is I crack up. I can crack up. It's kind of a joke, but it can crack. So what do you think this might be? It's fragile, it can crack, and you can eat it. Does anybody have a guess on what that might be? Yes.
Is it an egg?
It is an egg. Good guess. That's awesome. Let's see if there is an egg inside of here. It is an egg. This is not an egg that you can eat though, but this is what color? It's silver. And on the inside, there's nothing inside of this egg. So it's not one that you could eat. from our last time, how many eggs are in a dozen? Does anybody remember how many that is? Yes, do you remember?
10.
Close. Couple more. Maybe
13.
10, 11, and then
12.
There are 12 eggs in a dozen. So good, that's awesome. I'm glad you remembered that. Well, today I would like to talk to you a little bit about eggs. And I'd like to read you what's in that egg. It's going to tell us a little bit about eggs. Hey, what's in that egg? Hello? Mom, what's in that egg? Is it a turtle? Turtles are reptiles. Reptile eggs can be hard, but are sometimes soft and leathery. Some reptiles bury their eggs. Is it a frog egg? Frogs are amphibians. Amphibian eggs are like jelly. Some are laid in strings and others in bunches. They need to stay wet and are laid in ponds or streams or even in leaves that hold water. This was your frog egg, and this is your fish egg down here at the bottom. A fish lay lots of eggs all at one time. Most let their eggs scatter in the water. Some freshwater fish make nests underwater in the sand. Does anybody know what might have laid these eggs right here on the leaf? A butterfly is an insect. Most insects are tiny. Insect eggs are teeny tiny and they're hidden, and sometimes they can be underneath leaves. A butterfly? Maybe this is a swan, right? A swan is what kind? It's a bird. Birds lay hard-shelled eggs in nests to keep them safe. It keeps the babies safe inside. One thing for sure though, an egg seems so small. There's a whole world inside. It's a home after all. Some babies live in eggs for only a few days. Some live there for months. Inside the egg, a baby floats. And it starts continually grows in size. And it keeps getting bigger and stronger until suddenly tap, tap, tap. What comes out of the egg? What is it? Ready or not, that egg's going to hatch. Most baby animals tap open hard-shelled eggs with their what? They use their beaks. Eggs can be, these are apple snail eggs, so they could be pink, they could come in different colors. This is a causeway bird egg, and it's what color? Green. That spells green. Or this egg is blue. What bird do you think might have that? It's a robin bird egg. Some eggs can even be seen through, you can see through. And this is a glass frog egg. You can see right through the egg. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Long and skinny, pointed and round. These are long and skinny. That's a snake egg. A quail egg is more like what shape? We just talked about an egg shape or oval. A turtle egg is what? Round. All different shapes of eggs can be found. Ostrich eggs are the largest of all the birds. They can get as big as 7.5 inches tall, bigger than a cantaloupe, and too small to see. Who has the smallest egg? and that is a hummingbird. It's tiny, teeny tiny. Emperor penguins lay their eggs. They're really big and they hold them underneath on their feet to keep them warm until they're ready to hatch. The eggs an animal lays at one time is called a clutch. That's a clownfish, and look at all the eggs around it. That's pretty cool. Or 2,000 or 3,000 eggs at once. A baby is born. Do you know what kind? The egg might tell you what was growing inside. Is it hard? Is it soft or leathery? Is it buried? Is it under the water? Is it a teeny tiny egg? Is it in a nest? Is it long and skinny? Where did everyone go? The snake said after he was hatching out of his egg. Happy birthday, alligator. Alligators are reptiles. Surprise! What took you so long? Hi! A bunch of babies were born one day. They have soft and leathery eggs, which they bury under leaves or sand. And that's just a few things that we can learn about eggs today. I would also like to take you over to the window, and we're going to look at a few eggs. Hopefully you can see this a little bit closer. If you look now, you can see the different sizes of eggs that there are. They're all different ones. And you see there's a really tiny egg and a big egg in the middle. And we're going to come over to the window, and I'm going to turn it over. And then we're going to see what was inside of the egg. I'm going to tape it up here. So if we look at the biggest egg, what bird do you see inside of there? That is the, what? You're right, it's the ostrich. And then if we look at this egg right here, what does it look like it might be? It's a robin, and we see a lot of robins right now in the springtime. This is another one. It hatches out and it has a hard shell. It's a turtle hatches out from an egg. A hawk hatches from an egg. A chicken hatches from an egg. An alligator is all curled up inside of here. He hatches from an egg. A seagull hatches from an egg. An eagle hatches from an egg. And what does this one look like? You're right, it's a snake. It hatches from an egg. And the mallard duck hatches from an egg. And then we have the pheasant. And what have you noticed? They're pretty small at the top. A crow hatches from an egg. A wren. And what did somebody say the smallest bird was that hatches from an egg? Does anybody know? It's the hummingbird. That is the smallest egg that hatches, smallest bird that hatches from an egg. Those are just some of the animals that hatch from an egg. We're going to go back over here and look at, well, I'd like to actually read you one more story about another egg. And this story is fiction. That means it is made up. And if it's nonfiction, that means it's true. This is a made up, wonderful story about a little boy. And we're going to find out what happens to him inside of this book. And it's called The Golden Egg Book. And it's decorated very beautifully, isn't it? And we see that there is a bunny at the bottom of the page. And we're going to open it up. And we see all the creatures. The Golden Egg Book. Once there was a little bunny. He was all alone. One day he found an egg. he could hear something moving inside of that egg. What was it? He really couldn't hear. He put his ear down there, but he couldn't figure it out. Maybe, he said, maybe it's a little boy inside of that egg. And he thought some more. Hey, maybe it's another bunny inside of that egg. That would be nice, and I'd have another friend. Or maybe, he's still not sure, maybe it's an elephant. Would an elephant be inside of an egg? Maybe a mouse. Does a mouse hatch from an egg? But the bunny didn't know. Who could tell what he would find? And how would the little bunny know? But there was something inside of that egg. He could hear something moving. He shook it as hard as he could, but gently. Then he pushed the egg with his foot gently. He jumped on top of the egg. Jump, jump. He climbed a tree and he threw some nuts at it. But did it break? No, it still didn't break. He rolled the egg down a hill, but it still didn't break. And whatever was inside of that egg didn't come out. So the bunny threw a rock at the egg. But because he was only a little bunny, it was a very little rock, and he didn't throw it very hard, and the egg didn't break. Something was trying to get out of that egg. Peck, peck, peck. The bunny sat very still, and he watched through his shiny eyes. He sat very still. Could you guys sit very still? Are you sitting still? And he listened. With his big, soft ears, he heard, do you hear it? Peck, peck, peck. Then the little bunny began to yawn. And he yawned. And the egg was very quiet. He curled up, all sleepy and warm, close to the egg, and went to sleep. He went to sleep because he was just so sleepy. And then, peck, 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 do you hear it? And peck, 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 pick, pick, and crackety crack! Out jumped a little yellow duck. Well, what is this? Said the little yellow duck. When he saw the bunny, what could this little fur thing be? I don't have any idea what it is. The bunny was very sleepy, so he just kept sleeping, and he didn't wake up. Inside the egg. What's inside of the egg? Said the duck. I thought I was all alone in a small, dark world. Now I find myself alone with the bunny in a big, bright world. And the bunny won't even wake up. So the duck pushed the bunny with his foot. Does this sound familiar? And jumped on top of him. And he threw a little rock at him. But he didn't wake up. And he rolled him down the hill. And he still didn't wake up. And the bunny woke up finally. And when he woke up with his big eyes wide, he said, "Where is my egg?" said the bunny. "And where did you come from?" he said to the duck. "Never mind that," said the duck. "Here I am." So the bunny and the duck were friends, and no one was ever alone again. So the two became very, very good friends. And that's the end of the story of the Golden Egg Book. I hope you enjoyed that story. It's one of my favorite books. And I thought maybe you could work on a journal page at home about the story. And it said Duck and Bunny. We do journals at school. And the children in Mrs. Wilson's class and Mrs. Brahm's class would know how to do journals. But if you're at home, you could help your little ones do the journal page by writing Duck and Bunny were good friends. What did they play together? What do you think after they became good friends? What did they play together? Did they play Play-Doh together? Maybe they did. Maybe they went outside to play on the swing set. So you would draw a swing set. Or something that maybe they liked to do Legos together. So you would build something with your Legos and draw that. You can use your crayons, you can use markers, you can use colored pencils, anything at home, and draw something that they could do together. And that would be a good way to do some journaling at home. And if you're in the 5-year-old class, you can maybe try to sound out some words and write those as you write a small word or two. That would be awesome. And then this, you could do at home also. I have an egg here. I used just a couple pieces of construction paper. I drew an egg shape. And then on the outside, there's egg on the back, and then I glued on a cracked egg on the front, and I decorated the egg with some paper. You can use any kind of scraps that you have at home. And then on the inside of the egg, what I thought might be on the inside of the egg was a beautiful butterfly. So you can open that up, and I thought it was a butterfly. What did you think was inside of that egg when you were listening to the story? You can draw something inside of your egg, or you could choose one of the animals over there that you did see that did hatch out of the egg. Remember some that we talked about over there? We talked about the hummingbird, the snakes. There were all different kinds of animals that hatch out of eggs. And then this is just another little fun one that you can do maybe at home. You could also use 2 oval shapes for your eggs. You need 2 pieces of paper and 2 ovals. And if you have a braid or something that can possibly have movable ear parts. So right now it looks like it's just what? An egg. You're going to decorate the outside of it, but you're also going to cut all the way up on that. Once you decorate the egg, you're going to cut all the way straight up, and then it's going to make your ears. And when we open it up, you have a cute little bunny. You thought it was just an Easter egg, but we made it into a bunny, and it's so cute. You can do one of those at home too. Have fun making your bunnies and your eggs, and I'll see you again soon. I miss you all. I love you. Bye.